Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Behind the Plays. I am your host, Davion, also go by Davion_OW, and with me, as always, is the unofficial co-host, Mr. Eric.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Oh, I'm here. I'm certainly here.
Yes, and we are here to talk about football, because football is nuts. Week 14 predictions, week 14 wrap-up, week 15 predictions. We have no more bye weeks. The bye weeks are done. We had one of our best weeks ever.
I know, I was going to say, you want to know what's even crazier about NFL week 14 is us.
Yeah, we had one of our best weeks. I didn't have to have Eagles bias, so I didn't have to predict the game, so I did better.
There you go.
But yeah, 12-2 for each of us.
I had anti-Falcons bias, and it cost me.
Yeah, it's crazy. If Eric wholeheartedly felt that the Falcons were a better team, but by word has to pick against them. Mm-hmm. If he would have picked the Falcons, he would have gotten every Sunday game correct.
Yep, I only missed that game on Monday night.
I missed the because I got the Falcons and the Rams right, but I did miss Niners Bengals, which came down to the wire.
Good game.
And I missed Ravens Browns, which came down to the wire. Yeah, that was nuts. But yeah, so we're here with our Week 14 wrap-up, Week 15 predictions. I'm very excited. But before we get started, don't forget to like button, subscribe if you're new. We do appreciate it over here. And we have some crazy news. So much has been happening in the NFL and the NBA recently. Everyone's entering the COVID protocols.
Yes.
Health and safety protocols. Literally, I've seen like
a Rams facility shut down entirely because of COVID.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know how to predict this week, because everyone's getting hit. The only people that aren't really getting hit are like the people that were on bye weeks. I'm not even kidding. Mm-hmm. It's weird. But like it's strange to see. And then in the NBA, a lot of people are getting hit as well. They're gonna be looking into different. They had like a team NBA Players Association meeting or something like that to discuss what to do, because I did get notification and word from, I think it was ESPN.com. Mm-hmm. was my source, said that a lot of the people that were testing positive were asymptomatic false positives. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's interesting. So that means maybe these numbers are a little skewed. So it's not as bad as that we think it is. So I'm holding out hope. We are recording this on a Wednesday this week. So again, everything could change by
It is currently December 15th.
Thursday.
So we'll see.
Yeah, everything can change by tomorrow or Friday.
NFL-wise, we're planning like there's going to be games on Saturday.
Yeah, exactly. We're planning like the Chiefs-Chargers are going to play tomorrow, even though I believe Mike Williams was in health and safety protocols as well, which sucks because he's on my fantasy team for my one-seeded roster that is in the playoffs right now and has to actually play this week, and he's been an elite player for me. So I hope he plays. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. But it's just like some crazy stuff going on, man. Some crazy stuff in the NFL and NBA. So hopefully, I think it might be something in relation to how packed the stadiums are. I did go to a Bulls game earlier this year, and like last month, the Bulls played the Mavs, and the arena was full, but everyone's forced to be vaccinated, so it's also worth noting.
Right.
But yeah, so any other remarks that you'd like to make prior to? Oh, Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins is hurt.
Yeah, he's
out for the rest of the regular season.
He's out for multiple weeks. What was officially stated, and what that probably means is the rest of the regular season he'll be back for playoffs.
They said probable for playoffs. I got. So I mean, if they can secure if they can maybe get the first round bye after what happened this week, maybe they can look into it'd be nice for him, but it's gonna be really hard. So
the antithesis.
I mean, but worst case scenario, they play like the Eagles or like the Vikings or the football team. Or they would get the 3 seed, so maybe the Niners, and the Niners could beat them. Without Hopkins, I don't know. That team's weird. AJ Green is the one that they have. Isn't playing like all that great.
Yeah.
So,
but they still have.
Hasn't really gotten the
Christian
opportunity.
Kirk. They have Rondale Moore. Those are solid options.
Yeah, they got some good players.
But kind of
it all depends on how well Kyler Murray is.
The antithesis of that is that I believe Derrick Henry is slated to potentially come back like week 17 already.
Yes, and that would be really, really nice. Yet suck all in one, because he's been on my fantasy team all year carrying the crap out of me. He got hurt, and I lost like my first like 2. I went like 3-2 without him, and after going like 7-1.
Speaking of fantasy this week, I won because Lamar Jackson got hurt because I beat you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You absolutely won because Lamar Jackson got hurt.
If it makes you feel better, okay, it was a soul for a soul because guess who's my quarterback in my other league?
Don't you have Lamar Jackson?
I do.
Oh, that's tough. Yeah, I have Kyler Murray on that team, so I was playing against Kyler Murray while having Kyler Murray.
That's crazy. And I was
which didn't matter because I had a bye week. So I was rooting for Kyler Murray's demise that week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did not have a bye week. I am the 6th seed in my money league right now. And that's because I've been riding Jonathan Taylor and Leonard Fournette.
As you should. Holy crap. Jonathan Taylor's been a real one for you.
Well, Jonathan Taylor was on bye last week, and then my quarterback got hurt, and I lost by like 13 points. Crazy how that works.
That's tough. That's tough.
Yeah. So.
But yeah. So yeah, let's get to talking because I am going live on Twitch after this recording, which you guys won't.
It doesn't matter to the viewers at all.
Doesn't matter to y'all, but I'm going live on Twitch, which I do that sometimes.
Wink. Plug.
Wink, wink. Link down in the description below. What? Huh? What did he say? Anyway, we're going to kick things off on Thursday Night Football, which started like a really bad football game, then turned into a really crazy football game, all in one. Steelers took on the Vikings on Thursday Night Football. Vikings came away with the W. The Steelers drop.
If you turned off this game in like the second quarter, you made a mistake for sure.
Absolutely. This game was wild at the end.
Yeah, the Steelers almost came back and won this, but I think the Vikings just did way too much damage in the beginning of the game and held on.
Yeah. Yeah, I was shocked because I was like, man, Kirk Cousins is balling out on primetime. Then the second half happened. I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yes.
But yeah, with this loss, the Steelers drop all the way to 11th on the standings. And it's going to be, I don't want to say it's going to be impossible for them to dig themselves out of this hole, but it's going to be hard to dig themselves out of this hole.
Well, let's look at their schedule. This week they play Tennessee. That's a tough game.
That's a tough game. Week after
they play Kansas City. That's a tough game.
That's a tough game.
Week after that they play
Cleveland. And after that they play the Ravens.
They play Cleveland and they play Baltimore, who also
those are
not easy
hard-ass games.
You have four difficult games to finish off your season.
Exactly.
So, the Steelers aren't exactly in a great spot right now.
Also, if the Steelers beat the Vikings, the freaking Eagles would be sitting at pretty in 8th place right now. But we're in 9th. But it's not impossible. They're only half a game behind the 6th seed, which the 6th through 10 seed all have a 7-6 record.
In the NFC?
In the AFC. 6 through 10 all have a 7-6 record. The Colts, Bills, Browns, Bengals, and Broncos all have a 7-6 record. With the Steelers being 6-6-1. And the Raiders, Dolphins behind that at 6-7. Everyone else is out. The Jets, Texans, and Jags are out of the playoffs.
The Jets, Texans, and Jags. Okay, yes.
Double checked all of this. I triple checked my work. Because I needed to confirm that that's how crazy the AFC was. Because it's never
all the teams you listed, genuinely, I still feel like the Dolphins can make playoffs. I still feel like the Raiders can make playoffs. I
feel like any of them can make playoffs.
I don't feel like the Steelers can.
It's gonna be hard because of their schedule. But like, if they can come away with some, like, they could steal a game from the Ravens. Honestly, because of how the Ravens are playing, they could steal a game from the Browns. The Browns aren't the best team right now. Like, it's just, you gotta also...
The Browns game is easily the most winnable of their remaining 4.
Like, you gotta know that 2 of those teams are teams that are ahead of you. Kansas City, Tennessee, those matter, but if you lose, if they win, it's not detrimental to your life because you're not gonna compete with them anyway. But if you're like the Ravens, Browns, you're half a game behind the Browns, a game and a half behind the Ravens because of your tie. If you literally have a chance to just end with one less loss than them. You can tie in wins, but because you have the tie, you can end in one less loss and beat them out for playoffs. So that's like what they're looking at. The NFC as a whole did you know that the NFC and the AFC are like the same ballpark where it's like the top 3 teams and then the rest are like weird? Like, the Cowboys are probably, like, they're probably secured. They're probably fine. They're 4th.
Yeah,
and the next best team is 3 games behind them.
They beat Washington this week.
Yeah, they're probably fine, but it's just like, it's the same. Like, the Titans,
I mean,
Chiefs, Patriots, clinch. They're done. They got this. There's no way they get out of this. I don't think they haven't officially clinched, but I don't think anyone's going to compete with them unless the Chargers beat the Chiefs.
Well, isn't it? I saw a stat. I'm pretty sure the Titans, Chiefs, and Patriots are all 9-4 in the top 3 seeds in the AFC. And then in the NFC, you have Arizona, Green Bay, and Tampa, who are all 10-3.
They're all 10-3
at the top in the top 3 seeds.
That's what I was saying. It's all wild. It's just like separated by a game. It's interesting. And then like you see that the Rams are 5th seed, and then the Chargers are 5th seed. Nobody like they're like there's people that are close to them, but they're not like. It's not like detrimental that they're gonna get passed up anytime really soon. The Chargers are a different story. The Chargers low key could get passed up because they're 8-5, and then there's the 10 seed in the AFC is 7-6, and it's the Broncos. So it's like the Broncos have a chance to play them too. I'm pretty sure still.
Yes, they play not this week, but the week after. No, week after.
Which is crazy.
It's week 17.
Which is crazy because they could pass them up if they win. And even then, if the Chiefs beat. It's so much craziness in the NFL. It's like this. I think this is the first time in forever. I don't remember. I saw a stat like the first time since like 2014 or something that no one's clinched by the end of week 14. Because usually we have like 1 or 2 clinchers by now.
Well, to be fair, that's with one less week as well.
True.
So right? I don't know if that makes a difference. Because we'll probably have some clinchers next week.
There's 7. I think there's 7 teams that can clinch. I think the Cowboys for sure because they're 3 games ahead and there will be 3 games left. If they win, there's no chance that anybody can catch up to them.
And so they win the East no matter what. If they win, if they beat the,
the
god awful New York Giants.
I think they just have to. It's that or they have to win 2 of the last 3. I'm pretty sure the Packers clinch with a win because then the next best team behind them is the Vikings.
Probably.
And they're 4 games ahead of them.
Arizona that's probably can clinch a spot just because of record.
Arizona with a win clinches a playoff spot, not a top 4 seed.
The Rams and Niners are all good.
Yeah, Packers clinch like division. It's the same with like the Patriots and stuff. Patriots, if they like win it like the next 2, I think they clinch their division. I think win 1, they clinch a playoff spot or something like that. It's crazy out here in the NFL.
Yes, the NFL is very tight this year.
But I'm pretty sure the top 5 teams in the NFC can all clinch a playoff spot if they win next week. Granted, as long as none of them play each other, that I can think of right now. And then the freaking 6 through the 6 and 7 seed is up in the air because you got the Niners at 7-6, then you have the football team, Vikings, Eagles, Falcons, Saints, all at 6 and 7. The Panthers and the Seahawks, who have snuck up on us, are 5-8, only 1 game out of that 7 seed, may I add. And the Giants and Bears are both 2 games out with 4-9 records. So I don't know what to believe anymore. It's like weird. And like I'm not even hating on a 4-9 record because we think an 8-9 team can make the playoffs in the NFC. Because you just never know what's going to go down. But anyway, Steelers, Vikings. Vikings had a great win. Kirk Cousins popped off in the first half. They did too much damage, and it just sucks from there. Steelers are going to have a tough time. Can they pull it out? Yes. Is it going to be the biggest uphill battle you've ever seen of your life? Absolutely.
Yes. Also, yes.
So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. One last thing with Steelers, Vikings. What did you think about the Chase Claypool play in the 2-minute drive?
Shit happens. I mean, at this point, it's like, it sucks, and yeah, he probably should have hurried up, but like, heat of the moment, I guess.
That's just situational football.
Yeah, he's young,
but
and I mean, I get.
Yeah, he is young, and I think that is the valid excuse there. But color me surprised. There's controversy with a Pittsburgh Steelers wide receiver. Never saw that coming.
Wow, right. Yeah, exactly. It's almost like all of them. Like, once Big Ben goes, I think they really need to look at keeping Juju and Claypool. Juju's obviously had a season-ending injury, which sucked, but Juju and Claypool are solid receivers.
I feel like Juju
and Deontay Johnson is really good,
I feel like Juju is out of Pittsburgh this year.
I think so too, but with a new quarterback that's most likely coming in, I think they should really think about it.
I know, because here's the thing. The Steelers probably have to go out and draft a quarterback.
Yeah, unless they want to try out Dwayne Haskins, which I really think they should.
I think Dwayne Haskins is going to end up being a lame duck quarterback. Same with Mason Rudolph. Either of them would end up being a lame duck quarterback for a rookie to understudy.
Exactly. That's what I think. Like,
but here's the thing, is that
Dwayne Haskins
the quarterback class this year is not like it was last year.
Oh, it's not even that good. Like, I don't even know half the people. Like, the Bama quarterback is okay.
He's also not going.
But he's also not going to the draft, right? He's like a sophomore or something like that?
Yes, Bryce Young, yeah. He'll probably be the number 1 pick, not this year, but next year.
Maybe, unless someone else pops the heck off next year. Which, who knows? Because Rattler's going to South Carolina, so that should be interesting. Real quick, while we're on the subject of college football, we have the college football playoffs coming up. What's your predictions? We're just gonna say Bama wins the whole thing because that's what I feel like is about to happen.
That's the easiest thing in the world to say.
You know what I'm gonna say though? I think it's gonna be Bama beats Cincinnati, but shout out to Cincinnati. They definitely deserve to be there. They have been balling this year. And I really hope they continue to ball out like they have been. They deserve every bit.
Cincinnati makes me happy because a group of 5 team made the playoff.
Yeah, they deserve everything. They popped off. They played elite football and won elite games when it mattered, and they did their job. Next, I will forever say this. They should need to expand the college football playoffs to 8 games and 8 teams, and that is it. Right there, 8 teams.
I think you can even make an argument of going to 12.
I can understand that argument. I get that argument. I think 8 to 12 is fine. 8, the reason I say it, I think they should take power. So everyone's always like, well, then regular season games don't matter. I'm like, regular season games barely matter now because you just go to the conference championship and you win.
Regular season games absolutely matter. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
They matter if you're not in the SEC because if you lose one and you're in the Big Ten, you're out of the playoffs. If you lose one and you're in the Pac-12, you're out of the playoffs.
Exactly. Unless you're in the SEC, it doesn't matter.
If you're in the Big Ten, you're allowed to lose 1.
Right.
If you're in the SEC, you're allowed to lose like 2 max. Yeah. If you're in any other conference, you have to go undefeated to even have a chance of making the playoffs.
Right. So I think that they should do the Power 5 conferences. Whoever wins the championship from the Power 5 conference, from each one in the Power 5 conference, automatic playoff bid. Then your next best 3, which would be like Cincinnati. Then you're like let's say Alabama, Georgia.
At this point, it's probably
those types of situations.
At this point, it'd probably be Cincinnati. It'd probably be Georgia, and it'd probably be Ohio State.
Right, exactly. Like
or
those
maybe
type of
like
situations.
Iowa, or maybe like Oregon or something.
Iowa, Michigan.
Because I think Utah won the Pac-12, so potentially Oregon at that point.
Right, exactly. So it's like it just depends, and you can see like some crazy people make the playoffs based off of that. But you see that same thing in college basketball, and those dudes end up going to like the Final Four for some reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They get hot quick. Like Kemba Walker's UConn team. He won the entire thing because he won the conference championship. They were like a 7 seed or 10 seed in their own freaking 16-team tournament or 14, 12-team tournament or whatever, and they went and won every game. And then they went as like a 10 seed to the championship and won everything. Like that's the type of storylines I want. Because even if you do like just 8, you can get away with 8 there and be perfectly fine. That's my mindset. Because 4, it's like, oh man, there's like, I would have really loved to see like who had the 5 and 6 this year. It was Ohio State and someone else. The 5 got so close, and I was like, man, I'm upset that they don't get a chance. Because you have to give it to Cincinnati at this point. Because Cincinnati played. I can't remember who it was, but that would have been
I think it was Notre Dame.
Yes, that's who it was. Notre Dame has been playing really good football. They just lost like 1 or 2 really, really sucky games at that point.
Yeah,
that just sucks.
I don't know how much I like the idea of every conference winner automatically gets in. By the way, I think you take the 8 best teams. Because, like...
We'll see, yeah.
I don't think there was any team in the ACC that deserved to be in the playoffs this year. You know? And if you do that, somebody has to win the ACC.
The problem is I want to eliminate the playoff committee.
Wasn't technically Notre Dame...
I hate the playoff committee.
I think technically Notre Dame was in the ACC this year. They're normally an independent, but I think they joined the ACC for the COVID year because otherwise they wouldn't have any games.
Interesting.
And I think they just stayed in the ACC.
I'm not sure why. I'm not sure what exactly happened there, but that's always been my mindset when it comes to
they're
not. And at that point, you got to take out some of the independents and stuff like that.
No, the ACC was Pitt and Wake Forest. And Pitt went 11.
Pitt balled out.
Pitt went 11-2. Wake Forest went 10-3.
Yeah, Pitt balled out though. They didn't play bad. They played really well. They were like top 10, I think, this year. They're finished. They were up there. But anyway, yeah. Well, we were talking about college. I wanted to throw out your predictions real quick. I say Bama beats Cincinnati. I want to be bold and have Michigan beat Georgia, but I really want to see Georgia v. Alabama again. So Georgia versus Bama, and then Georgia beats Bama.
I know. I really want to say Michigan beats Georgia as well, but I feel like Bama Michigan is just a bad game.
Yeah.
So yeah,
what I really wanted, and I think this is what would have made it perfect. And I think Cincinnati had a shot at actually winning something here, was if Cincy got the 3 seed and played Michigan. Because I think Michigan has a bigger chance to choke. And then we get Georgia v. Bama anyway, so then I get to see whoever the winner of that plays Cincinnati.
Yeah.
That would have been fun.
That would have been fun.
I want to see the Cinderella story from fucking Cincinnati, dude.
That would be cool. Yeah. Yeah, I say Bama, Georgia, and probably Bama wins.
That's what I want. Yeah, I think so too, but I think the Georgia vengeance story is going to be fun. Because they looked unbeatable all year, and then they lost that one game, and I think they can win the whole thing.
Yeah. But fun fact,
Plus, we get that rematch of that overtime game.
The quarterback at Michigan, Cade McNamara, went to high school in Reno.
Interesting.
Yeah. Went to Damani Ranch High School.
That's cool.
Yeah. I used to play against Damani Ranch High School. Interesting how that works.
Did you have to play against him? No, he's probably too young.
No, but I did play against who is it? Brandon Ayuk, who went to McQueen High School.
Wow, that's cool. He's on my fantasy team right now.
Yep, he went to McQueen High School and then went to Arizona State.
That's wild.
Yeah, that was on the 49ers. Yeah. I didn't personally play against him because I am fat, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, you were on the team. And
I was on the team, and we played against the team that Brandon Ayuk was also on. But
right, that's pretty cool though. All right, lots of off-topic stuff, but that's what we do here at Behind the Plays. We don't ever stay on topic. We always get behind the plays. Anyway, heading over to your
Sunday games.
Yeah, let's head on over to Sunday games.
Talk a little Cowboys
Washington. And football team. Speaking of teams that almost choked a lead. Cowboys almost did it. Football team did show up in the second half, but it was just too little too late.
Taylor Heineke also suffered an injury. What is his status right now?
I think he's fine. I think he's okay.
Yeah, it seems... Yeah, he's due to start versus Philly this week.
Yeah. So, that sucks.
Where did Taylor Heineke go to school?
Who knows? He probably went to, like, friggin' Florida Gulf Coast. I don't know, dude.
Old Dominion.
That sounds logical for Taylor Heineke. That sounds like perfect for him.
He's like
wild.
He seems like an old Dominion kind of guy.
Yeah, but the Cowboys did the Eagles the biggest justice of beating this team because now we're in a position where we play them twice, and if we beat them. Even if if we beat them both times, or if we split and the Giants beat them, we'll have the tiebreaker over them.
Mm-hmm.
Something along those lines. I think we have to beat the Cowboys at the end of the season too in order for it to complete the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
But there's like it's either we beat them both times, then we're good, or we split, and then we split, then we have to beat the Cowboys, and then the Giants have to beat them. It's something weird. So, yeah, interesting. We're playing them this week. Fun fact. So that's also interesting in Philly. So, we'll see how that goes. The football team losing this game sucked, but it's kind of what we expected, and they still are sitting in the playoffs right now at the 7th seed because they hold the tiebreaker over the Vikings. Out of all the teams that are 6 and 7, they have the tiebreaker, so it gives them the playoff spot right as of right now.
Yeah.
So they're doing okay, and they can afford to lose that game. They just need to continue to look to win games, and of course they play out the division. You know, you got 2 against the Eagles, you got 1 against the Giants, and then you got 1 against, I believe, the Cowboys again on Sunday Night Football, Week 16. So this one, but they lost the one at home. Now they're going to Jerry World, so it's going to be really, really sucky if they lose that one.
Yeah. That's going to matter a lot at that point.
It matters a lot. The rest of the season, it's the same with the entire NFC East is always like this. Every time between all the weird it's weird. But the Cowboys look like they're a lock for playoffs. They look great. They look like they're doing their thing. They'll probably end up clinching, and we might beat them Week 18 because they're going to rest their players.
Maybe.
Hopefully.
Maybe it won't matter to the point where it was like last year.
It'll matter to the point where
somebody in the AFC was like, I think it was the Titans last year were guaranteed the 4 seed. It didn't matter what happened.
Yeah. And then it just depended on who the person that beat them had a chance to make the playoffs or something like that. Stuff was weird. Anyway. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, Cowboys doing their thing. They're just going to make playoffs, and I think they have a chance to make some noise in the playoffs. They're a good team. Their defense is playing out of their mind. Micah Parsons is making a case for, I always say he's guaranteed defensive rookie, but he has a case for defensive player of the year.
Boy.
Yeah. I also saw this the other day that Nick Bosa, I think it's Nick Bosa, San Francisco?
Yes. Joey Bosa.
He has a chance.
LA.
Yeah, he has a chance for comeback player of the year, which I think is acceptable as well, even though I 100% think it goes to Dak Prescott.
There's no way in hell it's not Dak Prescott. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I was like, the only person that it deserves to go to is Dak Prescott, and maybe Joe
Burrow. It absolutely deserves to go to Joe Burrow and Nick Bosa, but Dak Prescott is the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys, and he broke his leg last year.
Yeah, and he's balling out.
It's Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I no. I just saw he was top. He was like they said he was like third on the list, and I was like, if you have to put people there, I get it, but the list is Dak, everybody else. Like, so yeah, I thought that was interesting.
Yes.
Speaking of that, Niners-Bengals. Niners won this game, unfortunately. The Bengals had a good game. The Niners just had a better one. That's my mindset on it.
This is a solid game. It did go into
It was
overtime.
great.
Like honestly, just like a really good back and forth kind of game. I think both these teams are potential playoff teams for sure. I think San Francisco more than Cincinnati, but I think that's not to degrade Cincinnati's talent. I think it's to complement the AFC's.
Yes, I agree with that statement because the AFC is so that 7-6 record. The Colts and Bills held the playoff spots right now, and those are teams that definitely deserve to be in the playoffs. And I think that's what makes it complicated because the Chargers are 8-5, and they also have a chance to get passed up. And the Ravens are 8-5, and their division isn't even locked up because the Browns are right behind them at 7-6.
Yeah.
There's so much, and the Bengals are in that same division at 7-6. So it's like, it's nonsense, dude. It's nonsense. So the Bengals are they're talented, but they're sitting at 9, whereas the Niners are 7-6 while sitting at 6.
Yeah.
So it just sucks over there on the AFC side for that, but. That's typically how the NFC works.
Yeah, right. And if the NFC be like...
Yeah, so, I mean, but the Bengals have a chance to kind of come back next week. They play the Broncos, which is going to be a very big game for both teams as they're both sitting at 7-6.
Very important team for both Cincy and Denver.
Because whoever wins this holds a tiebreaker against the other, then has a chance to pass
like
up
that,
the
this
other.
is potentially the difference between a 7 seed and an 8 seed.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, really good game. I think Jimmy G is looking surprisingly good. It's weird because I always think of him as not too great, but everyone keeps saying that he's not going to be there next year, and I was always in the same category, but now he's actually playing well, and they might make the playoffs. So I don't know what to believe anymore. So we'll just have to see. They drafted Trey Lance, but at what cost?
Right.
Guess Jimmy G just needed some competition.
I guess. I think the Niners have made a statement that the intention is to trade Jimmy Garoppolo next year.
I think so too. It's just rough over there because he's playing really well.
Yeah. Where do you think Jimmy ends up?
New York? Giants?
Like the Giants?
I could see it. Football team?
I don't think Washington will go out and get another vet. I feel like they'll draft a rookie.
Maybe. I don't know where. Steelers? Steelers seem like a great fit for him.
I hate to say it, but
If
Denver?
they don't draft someone. Denver? Yeah, they tend to like people like that.
Maybe Seattle.
Just depends on what's going on with Russell Wilson because now he's winning.
No,
now he's trying to make a comeback.
He won a game. He won 2 games.
He won 2.
Shit.
Won 2 in a row. They're on a roll right now.
Carolina?
I could see that. But, like, I don't know what they're doing with Sam Darnold. He's just hurt. Like, it's not like he was playing atrociously. He's just hurt. His team, and then McCaffrey was hurt. If they're both healthy, they do good things.
Detroit? Do you think?
But I think then they trade Goff. Then they trade Goff. But I don't think this is Goff's fault.
I don't think they bail on Goff. It's a matter of do they want both? Do they believe in Goff?
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's weird.
Ooh, here's an interesting
Quarterback situations feel awkward this season.
Here's an interesting one. What about New Orleans?
That makes sense. I could see that. You know, they are kind of struggling to figure out what they want to do at quarterback. Even though I think Jameis is great, and I think he is doing.
I am too.
But
I mean, that's a torn ACL. That is a hard thing to come back from, and it's not like
always.
It's not like you're holding out on Aaron Rodgers. You're holding out on Jameis Winston. You know.
Right. Exactly. So who knows? I really truly don't know with him, because like I feel like some players might not even be on their teams next year, that typically are. Like Kirk Cousins feels like a weird one right now. Because I feel like the Vikings love him, but where are they getting with him?
Yeah.
It always feels like they...
Yeah, the Vikings with Kirk Cousins, I love Kirk Cousins, and I love the Vikings roster, but they're a 10-7, 11-6 team at best.
Then, like, another one for you, the Falcons. I've been talking about them. They have a really good team. Really good offense.
They do.
Why aren't they winning more games? They're healthy as hell. They should be winning more games. Shoot, I'll even go one further. What the heck is going on in freaking Chicago? Like, what are you guys doing?
Miami, potentially.
Yeah, like, there's teams where I'm like, what's going on? The freaking Raiders. Every year, it's the same thing.
Houston.
I know what happened to them this year, but that's besides the point. Every year, it feels like it's something with the Raiders.
Denver.
The Texans. What's going on with the Texans? We know
happen?
the Jets and Jags aren't moving on. They have their own issues to work out. I get that.
Denver.
Yeah, like
What's going to happen to Teddy the B?
Yeah, shoot. I'll even go. What's going on with Baker? Baker entered health protocols this season too. Or this year or week.
Mm-hmm.
He was in health and safety protocols. But yeah, it's like I don't know. The only teams that I know for sure are keeping their quarterback are the rookies. So like the Jags, Jets, and Patriots. I feel like the Bears are going to start Justin next season, regardless.
And probably
then I think the Eagles are keeping Jalen. I don't see a reason for him to go. Stafford. I don't see a reason for him to go.
Probably Stafford stays in LA. Probably Josh
Unless
Allen
we
stays in Buffalo.
for some god awful reason decide to trade him to Seattle for Russell Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
That would be wild because I never thought I'd ever say this in my lifetime. We actually have weapons for him because Goddard is playing well. If we keep Sanders, that's great. Gainwell's good. Scott's good. Like our running back core is really good.
Russ in Philly just doesn't match though.
It doesn't feel. It feels weird, right?
It feels dirty. Russ,
but it feels like he's just an upgraded version of Jalen Hurts.
Russ is a goody two shoes. Philly is not.
I know it's weird, but like, if he came, he's just a better version of Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
When healthy.
Yeah, and then you got like the locks, of course. Like probably Josh Allen will stay in Buffalo. Mahomes will stay in KC.
The Buccaneers, the Cardinals, the Cowboys are keeping their quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean the only thing, the Buccaneers will lose Tom Brady when Tom Brady retires.
Yeah, Buccaneers lose Tom Brady when Tom Brady says he's done playing football. Mm-hmm. The Packers are a question mark, but I don't know because Aaron Rodgers is balling.
He is. Does Aaron want to play in Green Bay?
Yeah, I was going to say, they're going to have to really... Because I think he has another year left on his contract. But that doesn't mean he can't force his way out of Green Bay. Because he's Aaron Rodgers. He can do what he wants. The big question mark next season is going to straight up be, and I'm not even questioning it, Deshaun Watson is the biggest question mark of next year.
That's very true. I sometimes forget he's in the NFL.
Yeah, if he's fine, that's going to be wild. I'd like him to be in Philly. He can come to Philly all he wants.
Deshaun Watson and Philly go hand in hand.
I swear. We've already had Michael Vick. I'm cool with it.
Yeah, that's true. You gave Michael Vick a second shot. You might as well give Deshaun Watson a second shot.
Shit, Michael Vick balled out for us.
He really did.
Anyway. So, yeah.
Can we skip Titans Jags? Yeah. I mean, who cares?
Yeah, Jags didn't score, so Titans win. Titans are doing their thing.
The Jags suck. The Jags are dramatic right now. Urban Meyer apparently kicked a player in August, like in the training camp.
There's no reason for him to be a freaking coach anymore. He needs to get fired.
Yeah, he needs to go.
I am over it.
I'm over it. Which is crazy because Urban Meyer is a college football coaching legend, and in the NFL, this might be the biggest crash of bird I've ever seen from a college coach in the NFL.
It's terrible.
Like this is worse than like Chip Kelly.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one closest to it is Chip Kelly, and I think this is worse. And Chip Kelly had like 3 years.
Do you know the legend of Bobby Petrino?
I don't know who Bobby Petrino is.
I will send you a little documentary about Bobby Petrino later today. Basically,
I'll have to watch that.
He was the Louisville coach for the longest time, and then got hired to be the Falcons coach, and didn't even make it through the season. I think he made it 8 weeks.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Sounds about right for what Urban Meyer should have made it.
Yeah.
Anyway, yes, Jags Titans happened. Titans won. Yada yada. Okay, Seahawks at Texans.
Seahawks won. Seahawks should have won, but what is impressive here is that the Seahawks smacked up the Texans.
Yes, and that gives them some momentum because, once again, they're only 1 game behind that 7th seed. Mm-hmm. So, with all their woes this season, they're still very much in a potential playoffs race.
Can we get a shout out for Rashad Penny, by the way? Who, when he is healthy, he is dynamic. He
is really good. He is solid.
16 carries, 137 yards, and 2 touchdowns in this game.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was solid. Mm-hmm. What a performance, dude. Speaking of performances, Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs said, "Yeah, we don't want to deal with the drama. Go home." They put up 48 and almost beat them by 40, like 48-9. Raiders didn't come to this football game.
Yeah, what happened with the pregame or something like that? I think like the Raiders were doing something on the Chiefs logo.
I think they were dancing, and then the Chiefs said, "Well, we took
Yeah.
that personally."
Yeah, so that went well. I hate the Raiders. And like not just I hate the Raiders. I hate the Raiders. You know what I mean?
You want to hear something crazy about the West now? You guys aren't last.
Yeah, shout out to that. Shout out to the dude.
The Raiders are
Vegas
last.
gave us a homie stock.
I swear. But yeah, next up would be Saints at Jets. Speaking of teams that got blown out that scored only 9 points, the Jets.
Because the Jets
losing
are bad.
back-to-back weeks.
The Jets are stinky bad.
Yeah. They lose 30-9 to the Saints.
Also
so yeah,
very
that was a
good.
game. Yeah.
Taysom Hill
They're
had a good
looking
day.
to make the playoffs.
Alvin Kamara had a good day.
They're looking to make the playoffs. That's all it is to it. The problem with them is that multiple people hold tiebreakers over them because they lost important games, like to the Eagles and I think another team. I think the Vikings they've lost to too or something like that. But their division, you got a chance to do stuff, but they unfortunately have to play the Buccaneers next week. So, but I don't know. The Saints, I'd actually take that back on the unfortunate thing. The Saints always beat the Buccaneers in the regular season.
It's true.
They've won the last 3.
Tampa Bay has yet to beat New Orleans in the regular season.
We'll see it happen eventually, maybe this week. It should happen this week.
I feel like it should.
But the unlucky game, the Falcons beat the Panthers 29-21. I think it was a pretty decent game over from Matt Ryan this week.
Not bad. Cam Newton got benched, put in for PJ Walker.
Yeah, Cam Newton wasn't playing well, and I think PJ Walker was already assigned the starting role of next week. Mm-hmm. But I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the Falcons are stagnant without Christian McCaffrey healthy, which unfortunately for them happens way too often.
Him and what's-his-face? Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was playing, like, he wasn't atrocious.
The Panthers did designate Sam Darnold to return from IR, by the way. So
yes,
he could potentially be back this week.
I saw a stat that said the Panthers' last 10 games with Cam Newton starting have been he hasn't won. He's lost his last 10 games as a Carolina Panther.
Over 3 years?
Yeah, or something like that. It sucks because like they didn't lose. They've been losing close ones too. It just sucks. Poor Cam Newton. Speaking of close losses, Ravens lost to the Browns. Lamar Jackson is ankle gone right now, so we're keeping a close eye on him to see how he progresses going into the biggest matchup, I think personally, of the year as they play the Pack.
For the Ravens, yes, this is the Ravens' biggest game of the year, or at least the most challenging. The upcoming game, it's a tough game for sure, and the Packers are rolling. The Ravens need to get rolling.
Yeah, they need a win. They need to start rolling to get into playoffs because they got the Bengals, they got the Rams, and then they end on the Steelers. These aren't easy last 4 games.
They need wins. The AFC North is very up for grabs still.
Yeah, they need wins, and they got to beat some of these teams to do it. So it's gonna be interesting. Giants at Chargers. I mean, the Giants put up 21, so good for them. But the Chargers put up 37. So Justin Herbert went in, did his job, and set up a great Thursday night matchup against the Chiefs at home, who they've already beaten once this year, to potentially take the AFC West. How do you feel?
The Chiefs are going to win the West. The Chiefs are rolling. Okay. The Chiefs have found their rhythm.
Yeah, they have. They've won like 7 straight or something.
But the Chargers are arguably the best wild card team in the AFC.
Yeah, they're insane.
The Chargers are the Rams of the AFC, weirdly enough.
Yeah.
They're easily the best team that's probably not going to win their division. I think they're better than the Colts. I think they're better than the Bills. I think they're better than the Bengals.
Yeah, I think they're better than everybody there, outside of like the division champions. And I would argue that they're maybe better than the Ravens.
They're probably better than the Ravens.
And maybe a Derrick Henry-less Titans. Maybe. I don't know. That team's rolling too right now without Derrick Henry. So, I don't know. Speaking of teams that also just got blown the hell out, the Lions took on the Broncos. Can we talk about how we got to watch both our teams dominate the freaking Lions this season? Feels really good.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
After the Lions go off of a amazing Jared Goff walk-off win in Detroit, just to walk into Denver and get smacked.
Yeah. I mean, this was an emotional game for sure because early.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't know what day it was, but it was That was devastating news for me because it was super late at night. I was checking Twitter and saw that.
It was a morning. I think I was on my way to work. I think it was Thursday or Friday, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that. They found out that Demaryius Thomas, who longtime Broncos receiver, but also played for the Texans and the Patriots and the Jets for a little bit too.
It was Friday.
Yeah, passed away. He was only 33, which was honestly terrible. Like, Demaryius Thomas was easily one of my favorite football players, Broncos players, especially when, like in their prime, recent prime, I should say.
Wasn't he the recipient of the Steelers playoff win from Tebow?
Yep. Yeah, he caught that ball. He also caught Peyton's 509th touchdown, which at the time was the NFL record for most touchdown passes in a career. Has since been broken by Breeze and Brady, of course, because they had to take everything. Because Brady has to take everything from Peyton Manning.
Of course.
So it honestly was a devastating loss, and like,
and they went out there and showed up.
You listen to what a lot of people, not just in the Broncos organization, are saying, but what the NFL is saying is how impactful Demaryius Thomas was, not only as a football player and as a person.
Yeah, exactly. And I think I saw Undisputed, I think, is the show that has Shannon Sharp and Skip on it.
Yeah.
Shannon was talking about how much of an impact he had on him and how much he I guess he was slated to actually shoot him a call that month.
Oh, really?
And he didn't, and he regrets a lot of it. So it was just really hard to see that and hear that from Shannon Sharp, who I think is a really, really great commentator. What's the word I'm looking for?
Analyst?
Not commentator. Analyst. I think he's really fun to watch.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to see how much some people, how hard it hit people, not just in the Denver Broncos organization, not just the Denver Broncos fans, but the NFL as a whole.
Yeah.
And fans everywhere, because I think everyone had a lot of respect for Demaryius Thomas.
Yeah,
and
I know. Even Katie was devastated, and she is one of the not a big football person, because she knew who he was actually because so Eric Decker, right? If you remember Eric Decker, longtime Broncos receiver as well. And then but he spent a lot of time with the Jets and with the Titans too. So his wife is a country singer, and that's Katie's thing. She likes country music. And they had a reality show, and Demaryius Thomas was on that show a lot because he'd be hanging out with Eric Decker.
That makes sense.
So she even knew who he was, and honestly, she was devastated too.
Yeah, it's just hard to hear, man.
Yeah.
But they went out and put up 38 for 88, so we love to see it.
Yeah, they slapped on the Lions all day. Honestly, nobody could stop the Broncos' running attack. Melvin Gordon had 111 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. Javonte Williams had 73 rushing yards and a touchdown.
Javonte Williams is looking good. He's looking like he's going to be a great asset for that team.
I think so too. I think he's going to be a solid piece for the next few years. And I think see, a lot of people want them to get rid of Melvin Gordon because they're like, well, we have Javonte Williams now. But I like both. I like having both.
This is the problem. This is the problem because I will always say this. The Eagles made that mistake. They were like, we have Miles Sanders, we have Boston Scott. Let's not use Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard was something that neither of those players could do, and that would be a power rusher. Once the minute they added Jordan Howard back, what happened? Our rushing attack took off because they couldn't prep for all of those players.
Yeah, Melvin Gordon is shifty and Javonte Williams is a truck.
Exactly. You need to have both. Yeah. It works. When you have a rushing attack like that, it doesn't matter if there's very few players that can be both. Those few players are like Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey's up there when he's healthy. Those type of people, Zeke.
Christian McCaffrey, I don't think he's more of a truck, but he is easily the squirreliest squirrel in the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. Like people that you should have on every down as a running back. There's very few people I feel like in the NFL that should be that.
Yeah.
And it's like Derrick Henry, Christian McCaffrey, because those are the best guys in the league, and that's understandable. Zeke can be it, but Pollard is playing elite football too. Jonathan Taylor, really good player. There's very few players that I feel like can do that. And when you have two people that can split carries and are okay with splitting carries and ball out, you have a good thing going for you. Keep it going for you.
Yeah, the Broncos have
unless it's Williams, right?
Javonte Williams, yeah.
Yeah, unless he shows up and does something crazy next year and whips out like Jonathan Taylor type year, you keep doing what you're doing until Melvin Gordon's knees give out on him again.
Javonte Williams caught a touchdown too, by the way.
Exactly. So just until Melvin Gordon doesn't have knees again, just let it slide. Just let it ride. You guys are 7-6 for a reason. You guys aren't bad.
Worth noting as well, the Broncos, I believe, have like $44 million in cap space for next year.
Yeah, they got a lot of money. The Eagles don't, but the Broncos do.
They could very easily keep both running backs.
Absolutely.
They could honestly keep their whole damn team.
Absolutely.
especially since they traded Von
I think
Miller.
they need a new quarterback. That's about it. But Teddy is, I mean, he's not playing terrible, but he's not amazing either.
We said at the beginning that the Broncos are going to go as far as Teddy will take them. Teddy can take them to like 10-7 maybe.
And I feel like that's okay if they make the playoffs. Like that's better than last year.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Better than the last.
Even if they lose in the first round, like this is okay.
The Broncos haven't made the playoffs since they won the Super Bowl.
So that was 5 years ago.
Yes.
6 years now? 6 seasons?
This will be the sixth season since.
That's crazy.
Because they won the Super Bowl.
They might do it this year. They're
close. They won the Super Bowl in the 2015-2016 season.
Yeah, because they won the 50. They won Super Bowl 50.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Bills at Buccaneers was an amazing game. The Bills caught the wrong side of this loss, unfortunately.
It honestly was. Did you know that Tom Brady is something like 31-2 all time against the Bills or something like that? It's something ridiculous.
That's nuts. You know what? I meant to comment on this last week, but we didn't have a chance. The Eagles have never lost to the Jets.
Really?
The Eagles are 13-0 now against the Jets or something like that. They have never lost to the Jets.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought that was the craziest thing because that was a stat that they kept saying, and I was like, "How have we never lost to the Jets? Like, have the Jets always been that bad? Like, yes. Like New York Eagles record
the
over
Jets were good in
Jets.
the 60s. That's it. They haven't been good since Joe Namath was.
Yeah, here I'm going to send you this link. We are 12-0 against the Jets. Here, I'm going to send you this link. This is our all-time record against the Jets. And it's like
that's
wild because
impossible.
It's like it seems like it shouldn't be a thing, but it is.
That's true. I guess they were in different leagues until the merger.
Yeah, but we like since 73, we've only played them 12 times and we haven't lost to them once. That's nuts. That's what I meant. I meant to pick up something crazy. I thought that was something that was wild. The Eagles have never lost to the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
You should have heard me all last week. I was like, when we were going punch for punch in the first half, I was like, I swear to God, if this is the fucking one time, I was gonna be pissed if we didn't go. If we went into MetLife thinking we were gonna go 2-0 in back-to-back weeks, and we walk away 0-2, I would have literally quit. I would have stopped. Podcast would have been canceled for the rest of the season. I don't even want to acknowledge football. But yeah, so I thought that was cool to notice. But Bills at Bucks, Tom Brady 31. That's kind of nuts. First off. Secondly, he's that walk off was awesome from Perriman because he doesn't get a lot of reps, and I think he's much better than what he is. He just has behind a lot of great football players at the receiver end. So
yeah, I like Rashard Perriman.
I love him. I don't know why the Bears let him walk away. He was on the Bears, yeah. This is the guy I'm thinking that was on the Bears.
Gosh, there's so many people. He's been on every team, dude. Yes, he's been on 7 different teams. He's been.
Oh well, then I take everything I said back.
He's been on the Bucks twice actually. This is his second time on the Bucks.
Fun fact: he was never.
He was on the Bears.
When?
Earlier this year, apparently.
Oh, interesting. He just never played.
Yeah, they probably cut him.
Whatever.
And the Bucks picked him up. He was on the Jets. He was on the Bucks before.
He deserves it.
He was on Cleveland.
He's a solid player.
And he was on the Ravens.
Yeah, he deserves it.
I like Rashard Perriman.
Yeah, solid player. And then he walked away with a walk-off, and Tom Brady gets another win and solidifies, that they're looking like they want to just win the South, call it a day, and get up out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday Night Football started really well. Want to talk about a first half starting really well, then going really poor. Packers versus Bears.
Do you think the Bears will ever learn to stop mocking the belt?
No, I don't understand why they keep doing it.
Because
they
that was
won
the turning point.
They were up 27-24 or something like that.
Robert Quinn did the belt, and the game was over at that point.
I saw the halftime score. It was like 27-24 or something like that.
Yeah, the Bears were winning.
Yeah.
And then
the second half happened.
Packers were like, all right, hold my beer.
Rodgers is too good, dude. Rodgers is too good.
I think he's the MVP.
I'm with you. After that performance, I don't know what else to tell you.
I think the Packers are going to the Super Bowl.
I want them to. It's been my prediction since day one.
I know. Which sucks because I'm officially...
Could you imagine if I predict the Super Bowl?
all in on the Packers because I've always been skeptical about the Packers. I've always been like, They're way too dramatic. They're easily the best team in the North, but I don't think they're a good team in the NFC. Is how my thought process has always been. Right? I'm like they're a 10-7, 11-6, 3 seed that's gonna make it out of the divisional round maybe. You know.
And now they're the 1 seed.
But I think the Packers are going to the Super Bowl. I think the Packers are the best team in the NFC.
The problem is that Tom Brady still exists. The Buccaneers are really good.
I think that's the one team that can stop them. Them and Arizona.
Agreed.
And Arizona, I don't think is ready for a Super Bowl.
I'll go this far. The Rams are a very big potential dark horse, and the reason they're a dark horse is because they're coming in as the 5 seed. But I think that's cool.
It just means they don't have a home game. Yeah, most likely.
That's all it is. And Buccaneers did it last year and won a Super Bowl, so who cares? And then they get a home game in the Super Bowl. It's fine.
Right? Yeah, that's their home game. Is the Rams Super Bowl?
Yeah, it sounds like last season all over again. I will say I've noticed something. I guess the last few years have followed the bye week rule. So whoever it was 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and this year's 14. So whoever had a bye week those weeks won the Super Bowl.
Really?
Yes. I don't remember the exact list.
That's good news for the Colts, Dolphins, Eagles, and Patriots.
I know, right?
Oh, no. That's good news for probably the Patriots.
Dude, could you imagine if the Patriots
win
the Super Bowl?
I genuinely don't know how I'm going to feel
Can we get a Patriots-Buccaneers Super Bowl and the Patriots win?
I don't know how I feel about it.
This is the one time I would cheer for the dang Patriots.
I don't know. That's... Ugh. I feel dirty.
But then we have to cheer... But then we're still cheering against Tom Brady. This is like worst case scenario for NFL fans, isn't it?
I feel like I like Tom Brady more than I like the Patriots.
I agree with that statement.
I think I'd root for the Bucs.
Man, I don't know. I don't know anymore. That's crazy to think about. Can we just get Eagles Patriots and the Eagles just dominate them again, please? I'd love that.
If we get Eagles Broncos, I'm not painting my face green again.
No, you got to paint your whole fucking body.
Yeah.
That has to be like that's the bet of the century. If we ever get an Eagles Broncos Super Bowl, dude,
we're gonna be like 80, and it's gonna happen.
Yeah, we're gonna be sitting there like 80. We're gonna be like, all right, let's meet up at the retirement home.
Yeah, you know what we got.
Go time. It's go time. Jalen Hurts Jr. No, that's probably like Jalen Hurts the third.
Yeah, that's Jalen Hurts.
Let's be real. That's like 60 years from now.
All right.
That's crazy.
Rams Cardinals, very good game.
Very, very good game.
Kyler Murray had
Cardinals
2 picks,
peaked
and I
a
think
little
that was
too
the
late.
difference.
Yeah, the Cardinals peaked a little too late in that game, it felt like. The Rams just were consistent all game, and Kyler Murray's 2 picks really mattered.
Yeah, and they certainly miss D-Hop right now.
Yeah, they're going to miss D-Hop this coming week because they have to go up against the Lions. They're going to miss D-Hop because the playoff seeding. If somehow the Packers and Buccaneers can squeak out some L's and they get back to normal, that's really good for them because it's going to be hard because the Packs could lose to the Ravens. The Ravens are at home, and the Saints, for whatever reason in the freaking regular season, always beat the Bucs. So there's a chance that there's still some L's here. It's just a matter of how the rest of the season goes and how it progresses and all that fun stuff. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Packers also play the Browns. Packers have some tough games left, but like very winnable.
Winnable tough games, you know.
Yeah, the Vikings are also a tough game because they lost to the Vikings, and then they play the Lions. They're fine. But yeah, Rams beat the Cardinals. Matthew Stafford played really well, and I love the energy that the Rams had. They looked like they were like peaking perfectly. Sean McVay doing his. I love his energy on the bench when they're doing great. His energy is immaculate. And in close games, this is where he shines. He is great in prime time, and I love it. So honestly, I'm ready for some fun playoffs from the Rams. Can we get it? I'm still cheering for the 5 seed SoFi Super Bowl.
That's a dream for sure.
That's the dream is alive. They're both the 5 seed too. That'd be even crazier. Ugh. But yeah, that's it for Week 14.
That is the week.
Colts, Dolphins, Eagles, Patriots were on byes, and now we are in the end game now.
And we are bye-less.
No more bye weeks.
We are bye-less.
Yeah, no more bye weeks.
Skip
16 games for 4 straight weeks, and we're going to have some fun with it. I think we're going to rattle off some quick predictions and then let you guys leave us alone so that you guys can enjoy your Thursday and enjoy Spider-Man and not the... I'm right. I'm going to go open some Yu-Gi-Oh packs and you guys can enjoy Spider-Man and not care about this podcast at all.
I'm so excited for Spider-Man. You have no idea.
Yes, I'm so stoked. I'm seeing it Friday night. So is Eric. So
not together.
Yes. Not together, obviously. No. Yes, we're 2,000 miles away, but...
That much? I don't think it's that much, is it?
It's pretty far. Let's find out. Let's find out the exact mileage.
About 1,700 miles.
I was close.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Darn it. Anyway, week 15 will actually start the 2 consecutive weeks of Saturday games due to Christmas being next week and Saturday. For some reason, the NFL thinks that they want to have Christmas and Thanksgiving. So there's that.
Yeah, that feels a little weird. The NFL is encroaching on the NBA's territory.
Yeah, it's definitely NBA territory. I will never say it. The NBA. Also, the NBA does it better because the NFL starts so early that they don't know who's going to be good. The NBA knows who's going to be good. Like, I swear to God, because it's like the season starts in like October or November. So it's like, you're like, okay, it's the beginning of the year. We know what teams are going to be good. You got the Lakers playing the Nets. The Mavericks are playing. The Knicks are playing the Hawks, which is always fun. It's going to be some fun stuff.
You ready for a hot take?
Ready.
NBA Christmas is better than NFL Thanksgiving.
I've said that for years because they have better matchups. It's more fun to watch. Someone said that to me. Someone told me that NFL Thanksgiving was better, and I was like, "You're crazy."
It's fiction.
You wanna know why? Because the NBA gets cool Christmas jerseys every year. The commercials are better. The matchups are better because we don't have to watch the Lions and the Cowboys every year. We get different teams, and for the first time in a long time, the Mavericks are playing on Christmas this year. Woo, baby! So yeah, you guys are crazy. I don't know what you guys are on, but it's not that. But NFL, it's playoff crunch time. Teams are trying to clinch playoff spots. Teams are trying to make it the playoffs. The official teams that are out now, the Texans were officially out last week. The Jags, Jets, and Lions all with L's this week, meaning they are gone out of here. No longer playoff potential. Not that they had it in the first place.
I was wondering why I was hearing squeaky toys, but I know exactly why I'm hearing squeaky toys. It's my dog. So I'm like,
yep. She's just chilling here, just squeak, squeak. It's weird. She's funny, I swear. But kicking off tonight, because you guys are watching this on Thursday, Chiefs are in SoFi taking on the Chargers. Chargers did beat the Chiefs last matchup, but I personally think that the Chiefs are going to keep their ball rolling and make the end of the AFC so much cooler and so much closer than it needs to be.
I'm also going with Kansas City. I think they're the better team at this stage of the NFL.
Yeah, it's going to be a good game, though, because the Chiefs, when they first met up, were trying to figure themselves out again. Now, they're on like a 7-game winning streak.
Yeah. So,
we'll just take that as we see it. Saturday games this week, December 18th, we have the Raiders taking on the Browns. I'm going with Cleveland.
This is a tough game to call, too.
I feel like it is, but I feel like the Raiders are reeling.
I feel like Cleveland is about to have a Kendall Hinton situation, though.
What do you mean by that?
Their team is.
Oh wait, Baker's not playing.
Exactly. I think that their offense is getting absolutely ravaged by COVID.
Yeah, their coach.
That's the thing that makes me not want to pick Cleveland. But I just
thought about that. When I picked this, I didn't have that news.
And here's the other thing too, is that last year when it happened to the Broncos, they were playing the Saints, who are a good team. Mm-hmm. The Browns are playing the Raiders, who I don't think are.
Right.
So it's even tougher to call. If everybody's healthy, I pick the Browns 100%. But the fact that they're not, it makes me not want to.
I think the defense is enough. I'm gonna stay with the Browns. I think the defense.
I'm sticking with Cleveland as well.
That's close though. It's gonna be wild. Fuck LeBron, bro. I'm watching the Mavs play the freaking Lakers. LeBron just hit the fuck you 3 on us. Fuck LeBron, bro. He just pulled up from the logo with 17 seconds left on the shot clock and just nothing but net. I hate this. Who do you think you are, huh?
The best? The dude?
God damn it, LeBron. It's like he does this all the time. Anyway, sorry. Just, I had to get that off my chest. That was so annoying. Because, like, you're not supposed to guard LeBron out there. It's LeBron. Curry? Lillard? Trae Young? Yeah. LeBron? No. Anyway, yeah, we're going with the game. This is a potential game of the week category right here. Patriots are taking on the Colts in Indy. Both teams coming off byes.
Tough.
Both teams coming off their bye weeks. Both teams are popping off, peaking at the right times. I think it's time because I have seen some crazy situations. I'm feeling Indy. Indy is going to make their mark here, and they're going to potentially solidify the fact that they're a playoff team and that they can win when it matters. So I'm going to go with Indy this week. That is a very hard, and I literally went this way because now that they're home. I think they're home, so it's go time.
This is a classic NFL rivalry, Colts
great.
Patriots.
It's going to be great.
But now it's the new kids on the block. New Colts, new
Mac
Patriots.
Jones versus
it's
Carson Wentz.
It's no longer Brady and Manning's Patriots and Colts.
No, the new guys.
I'm going to go with Indy as well, I think.
It's going to be a fun game, and it's a Saturday game. We get 4 primetime games this week. Right? Because Saturdays are technically primetime. Yeah?
I would consider it primetime at that point.
I'd consider it primetime. I wouldn't consider... I feel like the first game's not as primetime as, like, the second game. But that second game is going to be fun.
Yeah.
All the primetime games actually look like they're going to be fun this week. Surprisingly. And that's even saying the Monday night game. So, but it's only because of who's playing. Who they're playing again. Anyway, besides the point. So, yeah. I mean, I think... Chiefs, Browns, Colts for those first few primetime games makes perfect sense. And then we finally get into Sunday where the Cowboys are playing the Giants, and I think the Cowboys are going to just eliminate the Giants from potentially playoff contention this week.
This is a smack-up job. Cowboys beat the Giants, no problem.
Now, if the Giants pull this win out, if I'm the Eagles, I'm terrified. If I'm the football team, I'm terrified. But I'm going with Cowboys.
I'm also going with Dallas.
All right, pick. Who gets the number 2 pick in the NFL draft? Texans versus Jags.
Who gets the number 2 pick?
Texans.
The Jags.
The Jags do.
I'm picking the Texans.
Same. The Jags get the second pick.
The Jags are falling apart.
Absolutely. Urban Meyer I think he needs to go. I think he's making this team worse than it is. The Jags have a chance. They get Travis Etienne back next year. Trevor Lawrence is going to do a stand-up job. They have a high pick, so they might be able to get him a weapon or bolster their defense or bolster their own line. They got a lot of things that they can do. So I'm hopeful for their future, but I'm not hopeful that they will beat the Texans.
I'm hopeful for their 2022.
Yeah, I think they're going to be okay in 2022. I don't think they're like a playoff team unless they make some crazy moves. But James Robinson, Travis Etienne together is going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah. All right. Titans and Steelers.
Great game matchup. Great matchup for what's happening. The Steelers are having some trouble here. They did just lose to the Vikings in a game that I feel like they should have won after coming off a win from the Ravens against the Ravens. This is a game, if you're the Steelers, that I feel like you have to win. Because if you're going to beat someone in this role, in these, I think that's a winnable game. The Chiefs, I feel like you're losing on the road. This one's at home, and you have a chance to win. The Ravens are winnable because you've already done it. It's on the road, but it's winnable. And then their last game against the Browns is winnable. This one I feel like is a must-win because I think they have to win 3 of the last 4 to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the one that you have to win. Because if you started off right, you don't want to go in a scenario where you have to beat the Chiefs on the road with the Chiefs playing how they're playing right now.
Off of a long week, too, because they'll play the Chargers early this week.
Exactly. This is a must-win game for the Steelers, but I'm picking the Titans.
I'm also going with Tennessee.
But I expect this to be a very good game. Jets at Dolphins. Dolphins are trying to make a playoff run, and the Jets are eliminated from playoff contention. I'm picking the Dolphins.
Dolphins are coming off a bye, and prior to the bye, the Dolphins were kind of rolling. So I'm also going with Miami.
They're on a 5-game win streak or something like that.
Yep, I'm going to go with Miami.
Football team at Eagles. This
tough game to call.
Is a very hard game. Divisional games this week are making it very difficult for me to live my life, okay? I'm picking the Eagles for divisional rights purposes. But the thing that's kind of keeping my hope alive with everything is that the Eagles are coming off a bye week where we had a lot of rest and a lot of our banged up players are coming back. The one thing that is giving me a little nervous is that Jalen Hurts and Gardner Minshew are taking split reps at the first string quarterback role.
Really?
Because Jalen Hurts was limited because of his ankle this week or today at practice. I got the injury. I'm an Eagles fan. I get the Eagles notifications. I saw the injury report. They were taking split reps today. But everyone else seems very healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan Howard looks like he's going to come back this week as well.
That's good.
So that's really good. But that's really good for the Eagles because of the rushing attack. We saw what Zeke and Pollard could do. If Sanders and Howard are there, that's going to be freaking nuts, dude. If we can keep it up. Now, obviously, I'm not saying Howard's the same as Ezekiel Elliott, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you know what I mean by that.
Yes.
We have good running backs, too. The Eagles' secondary just needs to set up because Terry McLaurin might be out, too. He had an ankle injury towards the end of his game last week. So he was out. He left early, too. So I don't know what his status is. But I'm going to pick the Eagles. I think there's it's going to be a good game. It's in Philly. We said that the Eagles and the football team were going to split, and I think if they're going to split, that they're both going to take their home games, and that means the Eagles takes this one.
I am also going to go with Philly. I think
it's tough, dude. It is so tough.
It's so tough, but I like Philly. And
honestly, Jalen Hurts not playing isn't the worst thing in the world because Gardner Minshew did put on a show-stopping performance against the Jets. But it's the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
So, we'll see. Cardinals at Lions. Oh, wait. Did you for sure pick the Eagles? You said I
am
think,
picking.
so
I am picking with Philly.
Sorry. I wanted to confirm with you first.
Yes, I am going
We're going to
Philly.
get this same matchup again in Week 17, and it's going to be – it might be even crazier then for playoff implications. Who knows? Then who's next? Cardinals at Lions. Cardinals are winning this game.
Cardinals are winning this game.
Panthers at Bills. Panthers don't know what they're doing right now. I'm going Buffalo.
Big bounce back game for Buffalo. I'm going with Buffalo.
Yeah. This game,
Tough one.
Bengals at Broncos, is nuts. 7-6. Winner of this passes up the other one. Mm-hmm. Potentially passes up a couple people because of other games that played.
We mentioned this earlier. This is potentially the difference between a 7 seed and an 8 seed.
Yeah, exactly. So it's tough.
Here's the thing. Okay, the strength of the Bengals is their passing offense for sure.
Yes, but what's a big strength of the Broncos?
Their passing defense.
Secondary.
So,
I think it's, you know what? I think it's going to come down to who gets. I think it's going to be like first team to score 20 points wins this game.
I think it's
because I don't know how many points the Bengals are going to score this game, but I also don't know how many points the Broncos are going to score.
I think it's going to be whoever has the ball last.
You think so?
Yeah. And because it's that close, I'm just going to let the Broncos bias take over and pick Denver.
You know what? I don't have Broncos bias because I'm not a Broncos fan, but I did also pick the Broncos to win this game. Because I think the Bengals are in a weird spot. Like, for some reason, they don't want to win football games. I don't know what it is about them, but they have been reeling late.
Yeah.
Like, I saw freaking Jamar Chase drop an open pass, and I was like, okay, yeah, they're done. It's been real, dude. Falcons at Niners. I know who you're picking, but I am picking the Niners as well this week. The reason being is because the Niners are playing good football, and I think the Falcons, this is the time that they get bounced from playoffs, essentially.
I'm picking the 49ers. Why am I picking the 49ers, Davion?
Well, the Falcon, so.
Because I don't pick the Falcons.
Yeah, but I also think you think the Niners are a better team.
I do. Yeah, I think minus Falcons bias, I'd pick the Niners here.
Yeah, exactly. Seahawks at Rams. I'm going Rams, but I swear to God, if the Seahawks pull out this win, the Seahawks might make the playoffs.
I'm also going with LA. I think they're the better team.
It's real close, dude. It's real close.
This is going to be an important game for us.
Yeah.
Because have we ever been 16 for 16 picking the same games?
I don't think so.
Because I think it might happen if we're on the same page about this game. Maybe Monday night. I bet you we're on the same page for Sunday night.
We're not on the same page Monday night. I'm going to tell you that right now. I know for a fact we aren't.
Okay.
I think so. All right. So what? We're 16. We're 13 for 13 right now. So Packers at Ravens. I want to pick the Ravens so bad to win this game, but I just cannot bet against the Packers right now. They're playing way too good.
I have a hard time gambling against the Packers. I'm going with Green Bay.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to say that they're going to lose a football game right now. All right, we're going to head over to Sunday Night Football where the Saints take on the Buccaneers, where I think that the Buccaneers
The Bucks are the
Don't
better
win against
team.
the Saints in the regular season, but they're gonna win. They're gonna win their first this week.
But the Bucks are the better team.
Amen. They're gonna win
It
this
ain't
week.
close. Like
It's not.
the Saints beat the Buccaneers earlier this season when they had Jameis. They don't. It's got to be Tampa.
Yeah, it has to be. All right, 15
Monday
to 15.
Night Football.
Vikings
at-
in Chicago, taking on the Chicago Bears. All right, we're gonna say it on 3. Okay. This is it for the 16 out of 16 week. 1, 2, 3.
Bears.
Ah, let's go! Yeah, the Bears end the Vikings playoff run. I think the Bears have based off how they played against the Packers last week. If they can come out with that fire, they can beat the Vikings because the Vikings lost to the Lions.
Prime time Kirk.
I don't know. Kirk on primetime last week seemed like he wanted to play football. Actually, I take that back. Second half, Kirk didn't show up.
Second half, primetime Kirk. This is primetime Kirk. I'm picking the Bears.
It's primetime Kirk. It's the Bears. Bears deserve it. Let's get a win for the Bears.
So we're
Please,
16 for
Bears.
16
I'm actually praying the Bears win this game because if the Bears win and the Eagles win, we move to the 7th seed.
Mm-hmm.
Cleanly, man.
Can you imagine that the Eagles and Broncos both make the playoffs and they're both just like scrappy 7 seeds?
We would both. I wouldn't even care anymore. We'd be ecstatic. We'd just be happy to be the playoff
Right?
teams.
Just like we're just happy. We're
just
probably
happy to
both
be here.
gonna get our ass kicked, but we're.
Are we
gonna
get handed by the Buccaneers in the first round? Probably, but you know what Tom Brady's.
Are we gonna
kryptonites
get
are.
annihilated by the Patriots? Probably.
No. You guys would play like the Titans.
And probably still get our ass kicked.
So I mean, I'm gonna speak for both of us when I say our picks this week are Chiefs, Browns, Colts, Cowboys, Texans, Titans, Dolphins, Eagles, Cardinals, Bills, Broncos, Niners, Rams, Packers, Bucks, and Bears.
I'm also picking the, and then you play your audio again.
I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Cut it. There we go. But yeah, that is it for this week. The end of the year is going to be crazy. We're going to come back next week and we might have some clinchers, but we're still going to have some crazy 6th or 7th seed scenarios.
You're looking at the rest of the week 16, like just previewing week 16. You have a very good Thursday night game. You have 2 very good Saturday games on Christmas. You have a really good Sunday game.
Yeah.
Monday's whatever.
And the Broncos are playing the Raiders next week.
Mm-hmm.
Eagles are
playing the
Eagles
Giants.
Are home.
That's a big week for both of us.
That's a huge week for both of us, divisional wise. Mm-hmm. And I think the biggest game of the week, specifically, there's 2 really important games for the Eagles next week for playoff purposes. The football team is taking on the Cowboys.
That's big.
That's humongous. And then the there was what was the other one?
Rams, Vikings?
Where was it?
Bears,
yeah,
Seahawks?
but I guess Rams Vikings. There it is. If the Vikings pull out the win against the Bears this week, if the Rams can come out and smack the Vikings for us, and we win these next 2 games, same scenario. We're in the playoffs. We're a 7 seed.
I know. If you look at week 16, I think big games in general, besides those primetime games, I think Bills Patriots is huge. Ravens Bengals is huge.
That's gonna be a great game. That's gonna be a great game if the Colts win, and then the Bills. If the Bills pull out this win this week.
Jags Jets is inverse huge. It's very tiny.
Yeah, it's who's gonna get the second seed or second thing again? Second
it's the
pick.
Jaguars.
Yeah, the
Jaguars.
Jags.
My honest opinion, the Jaguars could pretty easily get the 1 seed, the 1 pick too. I think.
Again, right? Because if the Lions just randomly get a win, they automatically have the first pick again. Anyway, so yeah, that's schedule.
It. I'm picking the Lions to win next week. Do I think they win? No. Do I think they beat the Seahawks? No. Did they beat the Packers? Maybe the Packers are resting their starters.
Maybe, yeah. If they clinch the 1 seed, why would they play their starters? But yeah, that is it. That's the tweet. Hope you guys enjoyed the podcast because I will catch you guys all next week with another more intense freaking podcast.
Right.
Playoffs are right around the corner. Hope you guys have a great Spider-Man week because that's what it is for us this week. And I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed the podcast. If you guys did enjoy, again, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to show some love over on Twitter and all of our links individually down below. We're going to get out of here. Any closing remarks from the amazing co-host over there?
I have nothing. I never do.
We got to get you some closing remarks eventually.
Yeah, I'm going to start writing down some closing remarks. I'm just going to write down like fun facts.
Yeah, there you go. Give us a fun fact of the day at the end of every podcast.
Okay, hold on. What do I got off the top of my head?
Okay. I'm ready. Should have
I don't think
saved
I know
that. You should have saved that the Tom Brady fact for now.
Oh, he's like 31-2, something like that
Yeah.
against the Bills all the time. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I do. Is I spit fun facts throughout the entire podcast.
Exactly, like the Eagles beating the Jets all the time.
Yeah, like that's
Never lost.
That's a very fun fact.
Never
That
lost.
was extremely fun.
That's crazy to think about. But yeah, that is it from us. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your guys' day. We'll catch you guys all next week with our Week 15 wrap-up, Week 16 predictions. I'm Davion. That's Eric. This is Behind the Plays, and we're out. Peace.
But see ya. I waved. I don't know why I thought that would be sufficient.